or even some called so-called professed Christians that are, in my mind, are not truly Christian. They may have one day got saved through some experience and then turned from the Lord. But anyway, you get people who are not a true Christian or not a Christian at all, go through experiences in life that are really just menial things. Like can't afford this one time, or I can't do this because I don't have enough money, or just stupid things in life. And we're
on a treadmill.
Yeah,
we're on a treadmill. We've been enslaved.
Yeah.
What you just said. There was beauty. There was this beauty about this glow these Christians, us Christians have, and they see Jesus. And but that beauty is real. It's true. You can touch it. Mm-hmm. Now, what we've been sold, what we've been lied to. We thought they told us that with technology, this is going to free us. We're going to start working a 3 or 4 day work week. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They told us that these cell phones are going to make it easier for us to get about. But no, we're a slave. We're tied to the phone. We can't get away. We can't be still. We can't hear God.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many people that I've talked to. Man, they're scatterbrained. Mm-hmm. I mean, their brain is like Chicken Littles, and chicken my wife likes the cartoons.
Yeah.
And I showed her. I said, Marcin, I want you to see the Bug Life. And we watched the Bug Life, and I wasn't that, I did because I found it on another internet site. That's one of the things I love about the internet. God bless the internet, because there is a network of believers, truth seekers,
mm-hmm.
That are informing us. But that Bug Life, it's like you got one ant who thinks outside of the box,
mm-hmm.
and says, look, we can do it this way.
Yeah.
We can go this way. And see, that's what we need to do, Larry. That's like I've been called to be a watchman, and one of the things is one of the things about it is warning, or it's preparing
mm-hmm.
people, and then it's sounding the alarm to the people who are lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that need Jesus Christ. We don't have a whole lot of time.
No, we don't.
And
yeah,
But we can go on. I can tell you about all the lies. I can go on about all the different lies that we've been told. It's like it's in medicine. It's in our environment. Like for example, they keep on this propaganda about global warming.
Mm-hmm.
He's a snake oil salesman.
Mm-hmm.
He's selling us. He's selling us what? The Garden of Eden. This serpent is telling us that we're causing the global warming, and therefore they're going to tell us what to drive, and it's going to affect what we pay at the pump.
Right.
But if you read Revelation 16:9, what does it say?
Let's go there. Revelation 16:9. Here, I'll get it here.
You got it?
Yes, I do. It's right here. Revelation 16:9 says, "And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which hath power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory."
Now, what is it? Does that say? Does that sound like like he turned up the lamp quite a bit, heat lamp?
Sounds that way. Definitely sounds that way.
It sounds like we're basting here quite a bit there, because see, the thing is though, it's all the answers. Like I say, if you dig, all these golden nuggets, all the jewels, they're in here. The gems are in here in His Word. This is what I found out. If you take the time, and you ask the Lord, please, Lord, reveal yourself to me. Reveal yourself to me. Mm-hmm. And I think instead of resisting and fighting, like I say, when I was fighting, I was running against the wind. Seemed like all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I very willful, wanted to do it my way.
Right.
he broke me. I mean, my ego would, like Paul. You know, Paul means small. He made my head into a pinhead. He humbled me. And you know what? You know what I tell people? It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
And he has, what do you call it, restored me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You can say maybe tenfold. He just restored me.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at the whole experience like it was tearful, it was sad. I was knee-jerk. I had this knee-jerk reaction, and I was shaking my fist at God. I questioned God about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I learned too. Be careful what you pray for. You might get it. Because like when you were talking about patience,
mm-hmm.
the only way you're going to develop it is through trials.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. My wife will tell you I'm the most impatient man she's ever met when we first got together. I wanted things right here, right now. I wouldn't wait for nothing. I mean, if I had an idea or I wanted to do something, it's going to happen right now. And if it didn't happen right now, I was a bear to get along with until I got my way. You know, I tell you, we got a lot in common, Paul. We got a lot in common because you talk about breaking you. When my whole ordeal, when I lost everything, was due to an illness that I had, and I had a viral infection that attacked my legs, and it put me in a wheelchair for about 3.5 months. Could not use my legs hardly at all. I fell downstairs a couple times. I had a horrible time. I couldn't work, and it was all because when I got saved, and I had this. I was on fire for the Lord, but what happened is I allowed that fire to become almost a greed in a way, I guess, that I wanted to make a name for myself in the Christian community. And when you do that, obviously, when you start putting you in front of the Lord, then things are not going in the way they should go. And so anyway, I started, I left the church I was at, and that, I believe, was still for a good reason. But we left the church I was at. I tried to start my own Bible study, a program at home with inviting people over and starting this and starting that and trying to get things fired up. And I found I was doing everything that God didn't want me to do. God had no reason, or has not in His plan, to have a Bible study for me to start one at home. There was no plan for me to go out and start my own little group of people. That was not God's will. I was going completely against God's will and how I was handling things. And I believe wholeheartedly, and no one will ever convince me differently, that God took my legs from me. He stopped me right in my path, and He wanted to get my attention. Because obviously every other device He was trying to use was not working, and it slowed me down. And there are many long afternoons I sat at home crying and talking to the Lord, trying to figure out why He had done this to me. And I tell you, towards the end of my illness, me and God had many arguments during the days, and I lost every one of them. But during big surprise. But towards the end of the illness, I finally said, "Okay, God, obviously I've done something wrong. I still can't see what it is, but I'm going to trust in You that I've disobeyed You in some way." And I repented of that, and I said, "Okay, God, I'm going to go back to following You." And I tell you what, Paul or David, that my legs miraculously started coming back little by little. Each day I studied more. Each day I prayed more in the will of God. And soon enough, and we're talking over maybe a 3 to 4 week period, that the doctor was amazed because my leg feeling came back, and I regained full use of my legs again. And the doctors to this day cannot explain what happened. The only side effect, and I believe this is a reminder that God has left there, is that I have permanent muscle damage in my legs, where I get very tired in my legs very quickly, and they ache at the end of a long day very badly, and to the point where sometimes it is quite painful. But I don't complain about it to God, because I believe that's a reminder, the constant reminder, that God says, "Remember what happened the last time you didn't follow Me. We had to go through this whole ordeal just to get you back on track." And so, and I thank God for that. I thank God for that. I don't begrudge Him that. I thank Him for that. And it was an experience, and a continued experience that I have every day, that reminds me the path that I was going down was complete wrong.